Today is Tuesday. It is the 13th of December, 2022. Kind of want to go over my trades today. I lost 3%. I took two trades, even though it says three. I only took two trades. But I want to talk about these three pairs that I was looking at. So with actually, let me just stick to the pair that I only traded. So I only ended up taking a trades on gold today. Ironically enough, um, my predictions were correct, but my execution unfortunately was not. So the first the first trade, which again, this was not three trades. I mean, this was not two trades. This was one trade. Um, so the first trade was taken around 139, 140. And just to confirm that, I'm gonna go on trading view and double check. Okay. Yeah, so yep, so it's 130, 130 and one. Okay, so the first trade that I took was at 1786.49. So right here, right around this area right here. It was based off of this candlestick right here at around it's the 1:30 candle, 1:30 a.m. candle, but I entered around um like around 140-ish. Yeah, 140, 139, around three, I think. But so the my thinking or my reasoning behind this trade was the fact that um around that time, price was bullish on the daily. Um, although obviously the previous candle is bearish. However, I'm thinking, okay, we're pushing bullish. Maybe there's some sort of support being formed in the lower time frame. So let me go and go down there. And as you can see on the 4-hour candle, during that time we had created a lower wick and we were filling this wick and potentially we broke that wick and we were continuing up. So that was my thinking behind that. So around this is 1 a.m., 2 a.m., around 1 a.m., this candle was still open. Okay. So this is 1 a.m., 1:30, and then 2. So the 1 a.m. candle, that 30-minute candle, this is 1 hour here total, but this 30-minute candle pushed up, closed below this resistance. This resistance was a total of 23 pips. When I was looking at this, I'm like, okay, well, we're close below. However, this candle at that time had created a lower wick and it was pushing up and it was breaking the high of the previous candle. So me looking at the 1 hour, I'm seeing this candle pushing up and I'm like, okay, well, created a high, created a higher low. Essentially, we're going to create a higher high. Um, or, based off of the 1 hour, create a higher high because obviously I know that on the daily, we were bearish. On the 4 hour, there wasn't really any thought of, hey, I don't know if we're going to go up or down. But based off of the 30 and the 1 hour, it made sense that we're going to make a higher high. But unfortunately, I entered it. Price started coming back to below this resistance. And at that time, I decided to close 75% of my trade to reduce my loss. Um, However, price started going back up. It broke its own high, and I decided to add uh, this 1% back to the trade. And that was the first loss. Obviously, it came back down, started to close out. You know, I was like, well, maybe price is just it's gonna do its thing, and I decided to take a step back. I took a loss. I'm like, I'm gonna take an hour. So that's what I did. I took an hour off. Now looking back at this trade, if I go on the 15-minute time frame, there is no confirmation for buys besides this trade right here. Which this trade right here was really what gave me the confidence to hold. As you can see, this is the 130 candle, then obviously 145. And when 145 started coming down, that's when I started closing positions, closing, just accepting the loss and closing out fully out of it. Um, the only real confirmation I could say would have been at 2 a.m. when the high got broken. And, price did run for 16 pips up to that resistance that I had put, that resistance on the 30-minute time frame. However, off of the 30, there's no real confirmation. And even off of the 15, to have waited for this candle, this 15-minute candle to close, wick down, break up, I mean, I don't think there really is a buying confirmation. Um, Even on the 1 hour, I mean, we had this small 1 hour bullish candle, these two somewhat, I would say, weaker 30-minute candles. And, this 2 a.m. candle literally came down and broke the low and then pushed up. And again, off of the 15-minute, I mean, I see a support being formed right here, right? And then a resistance being formed right here. And then price pushed up. But I don't think this is a valid trade for me. And I think the trade that I did take originally, I think the better thing I could have done was to wait for price to have closed above. Although when that previous candle got broken, I did think there was probabilities for price to continue up. And I mean, price did continue up. Unfortunately, I got faked out of the trade and then it went up and did its thing. It is what it is. After about an hour, around 3:30. So this was like around 3:38, 3:40, 3:39, as you can see. We switched over to sells after um an hour had passed. As we can see by that time, this is 2 a.m., 3 a.m., closed bearish, very, very strongly bearish. On the 30-minute time frame, we actually entered around this time right here on this candle, which was a mistake. Looking at it now, it was definitely a mistake. And the better trade would have been at 4 a.m. because the confirmation is right here. But I entered around 1784.65, which is right here. We entered right here. Yeah, we entered. So price was pushing up. It created a lower high, and then it came to break its low. I entered it with my stop loss right here. And as you can see, it's 1786.11. So like right around there. So like 14, 15 pips. I was expecting price to mirror this and give me a nice solid push down here. Uh, Something on my mind was obviously to wait and see a resistance being formed here, but I didn't wait. I took, so you can see these 2%. I lost 1% on these trades up here. The first buy, it was a 2% loss. On this final trade, the second trade, the last trade, I risked 2%. I lost 1%. I managed my risk very, very well. But yeah, price came up, started pushing towards my entry, closed 50%. Came to break its own high, closed 50%. And as it was pushing higher, I just decided to close it all because I'm like, well, I don't think it's gonna work in my favor. And it is what it is. Like I said, looking at it now, an hour later, I think the confirmation was on the 15-minute time frame, and it was around 3:45. Because as we can see, price came down to make a lower high, created a fresh resistance off of the 15, and then continued, continue to push down. And if I would have entered when price closed like this right here with my stop loss above this previous candle for like 10 pips, I could have easily secured a solid 17, potentially 26 pip from this trade. Um, and as we can see, this candle right here, this 30-minute candle, this 330 candle is this one right here. It's this bullish combined with that bearish candle, which easily, we could have again took that trade as soon that, or we could have obviously taken it as soon as it broke that lower high, stop loss above this previous candle high, or 13 pips, and still wrote it down, close 90% for 11 pips, or let it run, and again easily have caught 20 pips. If I were to have traded this trade on the 30-minute time frame instead, I think the other confirmation would have come from letting price close bullish, next candle breaking the low stop loss above for 15 pips. Price came down, 9 pips, maybe started pushing up, but then if it finally did come, to a total of like 19 or 16 pips. But I do think, again, the better trade would have been this setup right here. Boom, boom, easy, simple trade. Um, Fortunately, I was not able to capitalize on it, and we did lose, like I said, 3%. Not two trades, just two trades. That position, that second trade was for me adding uh risk back to it, but it just didn't work out. Um, but my total percent that I'm willing to risk per day is like 5%. So I still stayed pretty managed, and yeah, this was uh this was it for Tuesday. Um, let's see so far. Let's see what pops up. Oh, yeah, so far this is pretty much what it has. There was a trade that I wanted to take on UJ, but it just didn't work out, so I just closed it. Um, yeah, for the month so far, we're negative 55. I mean, it's not too bad. I've had some beautiful winners, some losses, some beautiful winners, some losses. I mean, it is what it is. Um, so far the total for this account is $200. So about like, I want to say 4%, 4% negative. Um, but not too bad. We gotta look forward and be patient and be positive about our losses, and you know do better, do better. I think again, maybe not the buys, maybe buys wasn't it, but definitely the sells. If I could have seen price coming up here on the 30-minute time frame at 2:30, then 8 opens, and seeing that, okay, this is 8, the 8 a.m. candle. We close with no wick at the top. We are rejecting off of a 30-minute resistance. This could have been another beautiful trade that we took. Stop loss above here for 8.7 pips, and literally rode price all the way down to this resistance, 26 pips. Possibly even rode it down over here to this area for 47 pips. And these are the kind of trades that I want to make sure that I get better at and develop the foresight to see it and be confident and take and be more patient for it. Um, but yeah, this concludes my day for today.